Hello everyone, Monty here, and today's chat is entitled, Sometimes When You Least Feel Like Doing Something, That's When You Need It the Most. So let's talk about certain things like working out, for example. We're all stressed with Corona. Been very stressful, so I haven't done a chat in a while because I've been so stressed out and I've been working so many hours, and when I'm really stressed out, I don't feel like doing the chats. To me, the chats are, kind of a creative thing, and usually I get inspired by something and I talk about it. But I've just been too stressed out to even worry about the chats. But I started thinking about it. It's just like the workouts when I was going through a lot of tragedy with my family. That sometimes the least you feel like doing something is when you need it the most. Let me explain. For exercise, for example, when I had to take my mother to Switzerland to see my brother right before he died, and then I had to take her back when he died. And it was just a very dark time for my family. The workouts is what got the endorphins running in my blood, and it elevated my mood and got me out of that darkness. And believe me, the last thing I wanted to do during all that was work out. But I forced myself, and it made me feel better, and it got me through all of that. So right now, when I'm really stressed with work, and I've been off and on with my workouts. The other week I worked out 6 days a week. This week, maybe I worked out 3 days this week. I like to work out 5 or 6 days a week, and my eating has been out of control. And I always talk about, you are perfectly imperfect, and I am certainly imperfect. And people always say, "Oh, you seem so perfect." I hear this a lot, which is crazy because I beat myself up all the time, and I feel far from perfect. And my eating is so out of control. I went on intermittent fasting. I lost weight. I got below 150. I was like 6 pounds away from my lowest weight ever, and then now I'm back up to where I was before. I've got about 12 pounds to lose. So there you go, right? The stress is getting to me. I've been eating like crazy at night. I'm really good with my calories up until about 8 o'clock when I'm supposed to stop eating, and then I eat 500 to 1,000 calories at night, and I just can't stop. So I got to get in touch with what's going on there. But I talk to myself, and these chats help me. So I haven't been feeling like doing the chats, so I know that I need them more than ever because I start hearing things that I say to you guys that I say, wow, I need to take my own advice. So I use that Tony Robbins technique I always talk to you about, leverage, or they call it the pain and pleasure principle, where you talk yourself out of things or into doing something healthy or out of doing something unhealthy. So I'm trying to talk myself into getting back to doing chats, not eating late at night, staying on the intermittent fasting, and doing things that will make me feel better. And I talked before about, in times like Corona, you shouldn't be going out. You should be wearing a mask. You should be taking care of yourself, and you should be taking this time. This time really could be a gift. Like I talked about how, I learned 2 new major applications. I got a new certification, and I really helped progress in my job. And, I only went out to eat twice. I actually, guys, went on a date last week on Tuesday, and it was a nightmare. Boy, I won't be doing that again. Somebody that I met online for a match, and I sat outside, and I really didn't feel uncomfortable because we sat outside on a balcony where there was nobody else the whole time. I specifically went on a Tuesday because I wouldn't want to go during the weekend. So but I still, when I was walking to and from the restaurant, the busy street, nobody was wearing masks. We're Florida, the hot spot. I didn't feel comfortable. I won't be doing that again. And I took takeout from my mother for 3 times, and I had bad experiences with the takeout. It added more stress to my life. The person answering the phone didn't speak English. All 3 times they got the order wrong, but my mother loves their food, and I just decided I'm not doing that anymore. I can't control what's in the food. I always say if you're really struggling with your weight and you're eating out a lot, that's where your problem is. And I've mentored people who were doing all the right things, but they were eating out 2-3 times a week, and more than 2-3 times a week, 1 or 2 times a day, some of these people, and they weren't tracking the calories and the oil, and it's very hard. You don't know what's in your food when you go out. So I'm happy to say, until this is all over, I am not going to do takeout. I already told my mother I'm making dinner for her tonight. I'm actually having a dinner party tonight with my mother and Debbie's mother, and Debbie's coming with her boyfriend, and her daughter just is staying with her, so her daughter and her boyfriend, and then her mother needs help, so she has an aide, and the aide's coming, so it's going to be 8 of us. It's going to be a nice time. I'm cooking so much food, and I think it's important that we get out of ourselves and stop playing the oh woe is me in our head. Yes, it is tough with Corona, but there's lots of things we can do to take advantage of this time. Especially if you're not cooking your own food, learn to cook. Learn to make the 2-ingredient dough. Do bagels with your kids, pizza, or with your significant others. Have fun with it. I know I am. I mean, I'm really obsessed with doing rolls now and I'm doing all kinds of rolls. I did like I did raisin sunflower rolls the other day. They were amazing. I did walnut date rolls, whole wheat, and using whole wheat flour. I mean, there are so many things you can be doing with this time. Again, going online, getting some training, furthering your career, spending more time, creative time with your loved ones, your kids, your significant other. And I find that, some of you probably all know this, I talk about this all the time. I have a degree in psychology, but I never went into psychology. I went into technology instead. But I'm very interested in psychology, and I find that a lot of my friends who have too much spare time, who are like retired, or they don't work, they're very depressed. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I would love not to have to work, right? And I think it's because you're so into yourself, and it's like you have all the spare time, and you're inside your head. You're so inside your head and all your problems. And a great, really, a great solution to that is not just by exercising and getting the endorphins, which is a feel-good chemical, but also doing good things for other people. We talk about random acts of kindness. I love cooking for my mom every week. It makes me feel good. I love posting and helping you guys and answering questions and finding new products. I told you I did some charity things before. I'd like to get back to doing that again. I did make some donations online last week to different things, which I'm not going to mention which things. But, and it really does help uplift your mood. And for me, I know I have to stay away from, I got off TikTok 2 months ago because all the Republican versus Democrat stuff was just making me crazy. I couldn't handle seeing all the negativity. And I hardly watch any news at all anymore because I can't handle the negativity of the Democratic versus Republican and all that. It's just, the negative energy is just so much. And I want to talk about that for a minute. And I lost 2,000 followers when I started talking about, how I just believe that if somebody's a Trump supporter, that they're not a good person because he's such a horrible person. And I've never ever said anything negative about Republicans because it's not a Democrat-Republican thing for me. I don't care if somebody's Republican. I don't have a problem with Republicans. I have a problem with our president and how he talks to people and the lying and everything else. So I did have a little growth, though, I'd be happy to report. So when my neighbors put their Trump sign up, which, hey, I put Biden sign up, so they definitely have a right to put a Trump sign up, but it freaked me out because I had them over for New Year's and I thought they were such nice people. And then immediately I was being, oh my God, I won't even talk to them. I was running the other way with the dogs when she came out with her dog. So I've evolved, and now I'm absolutely able to talk to her, and I'm enjoying time with her in the morning when I see her with her dog and all that. Would I invite them over for dinner? Absolutely not. Would you invite somebody over to your house who is so opposite in views and in different interests than you have? You probably wouldn't, right? Am I still thinking they're horrible people? Not really, but I think they've got, they're I don't know. I just don't understand. Let's put it that way. I've migrated from thinking they're a horrible person for supporting Trump to I just don't understand. I'm able to say hello without any negative thoughts in my head, but that took a couple of months. So I'm proud to report that. And as I always talk, we're always going to evolve as people. Do I think I can evolve to having somebody over for dinner who's a Trump supporter? Nope. Don't think I'll ever evolve that much. And it's just the way it is. So I've got a whole bunch of ideas for new chats. I really got to go because I got to prep food. I'm having 8 people for dinner. I'm making so many dishes. So what am I making? I'm going to make some whole wheat rosemary rolls. I'm going to make a flatbread pizza and then 2 different kinds of little mini pizzas because Debbie, my neighbor Debbie, only eats like 4 foods. She's going to say doesn't get this stuff. She doesn't eat any oil. She doesn't eat any dairy. She doesn't eat anything with fat in it. She has a physical reaction to fat. It gets her sick. So she wants a pizza without any cheese. So I'm going to make her like a veggie pizza without any cheese. I got these little cute little like 8-inch, even smaller than personal size pizza pans that I just ordered on Amazon. I'm going to make one of those for her. I'm going to make another one that size with cheese and then a flatbread for everybody. And then the salad's going to be a mixed field greens with pear, walnuts, goat cheese, and tossed in a sherry vinaigrette. And then for the main course, I made or the only thing I really made yet today so far has been I took baked sweet potatoes and I mashed them and I just put a little sea salt, a little garlic powder, and water and whipped it up to make it like whipped mashed potatoes. I just tasted some of them. They're really, really good. And then I'm making a turkey. I'm making baked salmon. I'm making my famous bottom round roast in the slow cooker for 4 hours. I'm gonna put that in a minute. And I'm also making, I know you're not gonna believe all this, spaghetti squash and tomato sauce with spinach and basil. And then I'm also making a broccoli rabe and steamed green beans. I know it's an insane amount of food, but I didn't do any prepping this week. So all these hours cooking, whatever's left over, I'm gonna have food for the week, and my mom's gonna be here and I'll give her some food to take home for the week. And again, doing this, it's, I love having dinner parties. I like entertaining, but also it's, again, I always talk about food is love. I cook every Saturday or Sunday, and I bring over all this food from my mom, and that's how I show my love, right? To make sure she's got food all the week. And I think that that's, I did a whole chat on food is love. I'll probably do another one. We, unfortunately though, what we have come accustomed in this country is comfort food and showing our love to give to food to people. It's very unhealthy food. And even though I put on some weight, I just think I'm eating out of control calorie-wise, but I'm really eating only clean food. I have no desire to go off the rails. I mean, when people say, go off the rails, and tonight I may have a fruit tart, which has sugar in it. I bought from Whole Foods for dessert, because I figure my company will want some really kind of dessert, but I'll eat it once in a blue moon, because I do love the fruit tart, but it does have sugar, and I normally wouldn't eat it, but I'll eat it tonight. But I won't eat the chocolate cake that I also got for everyone. I bought a little tiny cake, and my mom will take home, because she's a chocoholic. That's where I get it from. Used to get it from. But again, it just feels good to do things for other people, have a nice meal. I'll take some pictures, maybe we'll do a video, and you'll get to see. So sorry I haven't been posting. Again, I think for me, I haven't felt like doing it, but now I know for sure that not wanting to do it is the time I need it the most, because I've been very stressed. And all my stress, I've been working, I sit down at my desk about 7:15, 7:30 every morning. I don't get done usually till like, 5:30, 6, so it's almost an 11-hour day, and then I walk the dogs, I go work out, and I come back and I read emails another hour or two. So I'm doing at least 11, 12 hours minimum. I don't even take time for lunch during the day. It's straightforward, and it's really just, and the intensity of it's very intense. It's been getting for me, just the job. But gonna make some changes. I am starting to look for a new job, and gonna want to do more posting and working out more, because I know that will help me. So again, the times that we least feel like doing something, we really need it the most. Always keep that in your head and get that to get you off the couch, get into the gym, or go do something nice for someone, or go spend time with your loved ones, doing something fun, whether it be art or cooking or whatever. And I know it'll really help you guys. So I hope you're all doing really well, and I will be talking to you soon.